Bonjour tout le monde. Aujourd'hui, c'est vendredi. Youpi! Le 24 septembre. Last time for l'alphabet, listening to that song and knowing the alphabet en français, as well as working with les gestes, TPR, TPR, you'll have the same motions, but a few more added on next week. Aujourd'hui, il y a Quick Write, a weekly check-in, a Muzzy. So let's take a look at those. But first, aujourd'hui dans l'histoire. Aujourd'hui, c'est vendredi le 24 septembre. En 1853, la Nouvelle-Calédonie est devenue française. La Nouvelle-Calédonie. So in English, we call that New Caledonia, and it's right here, as you can see, to the east of Australia. La Nouvelle-Calédonie est devenue française. We've seen this before, maybe just once. Became French. Beaucoup d'explorateurs ont trouvé, found, la Nouvelle-Calédonie, mais Napoléon III a décidé de la faire une partie de la France en 1853. So it had been found by beaucoup d'explorateurs, lots of explorers, but Napoleon III. So he was the Napoleon that we all kind of think of in history, I think typically was Napoleon III's uncle. Napoleon Bonaparte, he was the one who conquered a lot of Europe and then was exiled twice back in the beginning of the 19th century, beginning of the 1800s. But Napoleon III, as you can see, came around a few decades later. And also had a pretty famous or maybe infamous time ruling France for a while. Les indigènes s'appellent les Kanaks. Les indigènes, the people who are indigenous to this island, s'appellent les Kanaks. L'ONU veut une Nouvelle-Calédonie indépendante. L'ONU, c'est Organisation des Nations Unies. Or we would call United Nations. Veut, they want, une Nouvelle-Calédonie indépendante. So the UN thinks that the best option for New Caledonia is to be an independent entity, but for now it's part of France. Et voici un peu de musique des Kanaks. Remember, those are les peuples indigènes de la Nouvelle-Calédonie that you're welcome to check out. Okay, pour Quick Write. Here are some ideas. I'll let you read through these on your own, but using Quizlet and using our Personne Spéciale and using the stories that we've done so far, Crocodile ou Branche, Le Tigre qui parle, those are a couple of good ways to start a Quick Write to have an idea of what you're going to do ahead of time before you start that 1-minute timer. So again, you're going to turn to the Quick Write section of your notebook, your cahier. You're going to put the date, la date, and if you can put it, I would prefer that you do it en français, vendredi le 24 septembre. It's right there for you, so it shouldn't be too hard. And then set that minute timer, and without any resources, remember, write as much as you can, a list or something more narrative. Weekly check-in, again, not for a grade, but I like to see how your week has gone, get to know you a little bit that way, and also see how you feel your participation in class, whether that means actually coming to the synchronous class or just doing your work, how you felt about that. Dernière chose, last thing, this is the same Muzzy link that I gave you last week because we're going to be doing the same episode in my in-person classes today. We only finished half of it last week, so we're going to finish the whole thing this week today. And if you didn't get a chance to watch it or didn't finish it, I would strongly recommend doing so. It is not the most entertaining because the story or graphics are that great, but It is entertaining because you can kind of poke fun at it, and also because the French in it is comprehensible, meaning that there are gestures that the characters do and pictures that you see on the screen, etc., as well as just very simplified French that make it maybe not easy, but easier for you to understand as a learner. Okay, that is it for this week. Bon weekend. Au revoir tout le monde.